It's a memo of myself not to begin this video with the word okay, because that's I've started either more. Okay, here I go again. Turn to Matthew McConaughey. Oh lad. Okay. Right, this is these days. No, it's not. It's those days. It's not present anymore. It's the past. I've been wanting to cut an electric version of this for a couple of days. It's gonna be, well, you know, it'll be what it'll be, you know. I'm not doing it wrong. If it comes out badly, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm doing it because I can't even work buttons anymore, these damn fingers. You can see here, the example of no feeling at all anywhere in the body. And I've used up what little finger life I had, or arm life, trying to get the guitar in tune. And if you hear any scrunching coming from the floor, that's because there is a very broken guitar chair on the floor here. Here's a piece of it, bouncing off the door. Okay, this has got 11 verses. No, it's not. It's got 11 pages and 32 verses. What the hell? I do all this stuff before I get set up. The answer is because I don't know how long the hand's going to last, and it's either come here. So it's either get a bad version of a complete song, or run the risk these days of the hand packing up during the song. That doesn't help too much, but at least it covers up a bit of the old fizzog. If that's the Amazon drive, just about knock the door. Okay, there's lyrics. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to work out what order the pages go in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So I've had to do the guitar down because I'm going to be walking around here. So who knows how this will come out? But anyway. Quick vocal exercise. Well, right, hello camera 2. Hope you're doing okay. This is called Those Days. Where do I need to stand to see the lyrics here? Okay, it's in G. Just 4 chords all the way through. It'll work what it won't. Remember those days when the sun always shone? Such joy in my heart that can only come from beyond. My soul was emancipated from all of life's pain. A love that will endure when nothing else remains. The violets were blooming and the nightingale sang. I could start off a sentence and let the words hang. You knew what I was thinking. Your smile told me so. Those days are so blessed, I will never let them go. I stumble barefoot down many a dark street. You don't really lose if you don't accept defeat. Sang in injustice's face all night long. Those days all I needed was a stage and a song. I knew tender lips and I learned they could speak cold lies. I heard closing doors echo vague replies. I gazed out on the scenery of life's rich tableau. Those days I went where the breeze chose to blow. I met new allies down every beaten track. Some went where I would not, and they never came back. You can have all the cards, but the house always wins. Those days no one cared where the end begins. I saw heartache and hatred from the first days of my youth, and I turned every one of them into a poem of truth. And I never surrendered when nobody seemed to care. Those days I walked where angels would not dare. Fortune ignored me when I held her down. Kisses would reward me, then say, get out of town. A plateau could be a dungeon, only later you knew. Those days my calling card read, just passing through. I slept on cold steps, huddled up beneath the moon, listening while inside sinners ransacked the room. I had a smile to defend me from jealousy's assault. In those days they tell you it was all your own fault. I've dined at banquets and I've known famine's touch. And when it came to love, things didn't change that much. If there's despair in the air, you're gonna breathe it in. Those days whittle your dreams away till there's nothing left to trim. I've been paraded in chains on bleak twilight nights, falsely accused and no one read me my rights. Every judge I faced had a black cap on his desk. And back in those days, I couldn't care less. I drank from bitter waters and sipped the sweetest wine. Even when the well was salted, I said it tasted fine. Every time I put my marker down, someone had been there before. Those days I opened battered doors and whispered, hear the score. I strode on burning coals in the capitulation zone, reassured the destitute, you are not alone. When no one looks you in the eye, it's a sign there's something planned. Those days I stared them down and put black coins in their hands. The self-acclaimed scorned me when I walked past their table. They knew who I meant though when I talked to them in fables. The holiest choirs often sing the darkest psalms, though we fear for those days when you say, I know who I am. Every place that I left, I never returned. There's no hiding from the chances you've spurned. You only see your mistakes with the view of hindsight. Those days, everything seemed to be black and white. I dueled with swordsmen with a rapier pen. Even if I went down, I got up again. If some jester's hand existed, it had it a clenched fist. Those days I knew I wasn't on heaven's waiting list. Everything I own, someone said, that's not yours. When you find you win, someone's adjusted the scores. The silence is loudest, the aloner you are. Those days I learned a kiss leaves a scar. You don't know what deep means until you confront your soul, and you realize that in your own life you have little control. Wounds never heal when they're inflicted on the young. In those days the invisible choirs had already sung. I knew there were times I had bullets in my tongue. I lost sight of my targets and let fire on everyone. You can never run fast enough to escape your past. Those days I was joking, now the devil laughs last. Those faces I saw had a mirror painted on. I knew whose visage was true, but when I got there, they'd gone. I put flowers on the graves of the dawns I won't know. As I recall those days, life was a traveling show. There came a time I grew sick of it all. I watched Jericho pillage when I blew down its wall. Its innocence ravaged on the harsh, dusty plain. Those days I swore no, never again. As the hours crawled by, I raced ahead. I cast hope to the gutter and left it for dead. I'd given alms to the poor until they were rich. When those days had closed, they left me to starve in a ditch. When I came to a dead end, I kept pressing on. I was curious to know what lay just beyond. I'd seen up and down, but never right or left. Those days it didn't matter if I had one more breath. I never saved memories, they're better left gone. Everyone was an orphan, the place I came from. The mayor's wife told me I can sell it if you'll steal. But even in those days I could see a bad deal. I booked into a hotel with one in the chamber. I met someone there, I don't want to name her. No prayer was ever answered in peace, love or war. Those days you'll find what you're not looking for. I had many amuse and most made me weep. They ransacked my emotions when I was begging for sleep. They took no little delight in seeing my tears. Those days they paraded them as cruel souvenirs. I had my shield up, but she pulled it away. You've been hiding too long, her smile seemed to say. Why live in debris of hubris and hate? Stride after those days before it's too late. A route opened up through the fronds of the mist. Kindness can knock you down faster than a fist. You're only out of options when you're afraid to choose. And those days are the ones you're guaranteed to lose. I pulled up some jasmine and I handed it to her. I ran my hands through her silken hair and she did not demur. When no words are needed, you're speaking the most. Those days I recall exercising the ghosts. Fate spun his wheel and I let the ball roll. Every wave hits the shore beyond all control. We danced in the moonlight and watched our shadows melt. Those days bore a love that could never be felt. The morn that you came, I was born too. The meaning of life came into view. Whatever I'd acquired, I needed no more. Those days took the padlocks off of every door. Time that we spend we can never replace. So treasure each moment and keep them all safe. Your smiles and words are etched deep in my heart. Those days might be done, but they'll never depart. I've been clambering on rocks in a hurricane's thrall. Now the storm is silenced and I see clear it all. What does it matter that I've been through? Those days were the ones that led me to you. just... If you existed, I would kill you. When I get up there. Oh man. What happened was one of the pages of the lyrics, sellotape, well, the sticky tape came undone, the lyrics fell down. And 2 pages in I realised that you aren't pointing in the right place. I rather expect all you saw was, well, I mean, you probably got to listen to my children. Sorry, look at my children, you know, which is far better than anything else, I guess. Probably saw my butt wandering off of the out of view there, which is the best way to look at it. Anyway, that's those days. And I also had the wrong thing up, the wrong set of cue cards behind me. Boom, 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 boom. Well, we got through it. Sort of.